Morning, bud. How are you today?
Thank you.
Good.
What you think about yes? We got to talk about yesterday.
That was odd.
Regular meeting Tuesday, June 17th. Roll call. We have 3 members of the board here. Proof of notice.
Right here, Oceana.
Oh, Oceana. Okay, 4 members of the board.
Do you want to sit down here so that Michael better pick up your, you can get a little closer this way. Thanks.
Okay, proof of notice has been posted.
Yes.
Okay, minutes of 5/20/25. Any questions on the minutes? If not, I'll ask for a motion to accept the minutes of the May 20th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Executive summary and financial statements.
The statements to the end of April are in your packet. Does anybody have any questions on those?
Hearing no questions, I'll ask for a motion to accept the executive summary and financial statements.
I'll make the motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Second, Jonathan, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? New business, authorized sale of multiple properties.
These start on page 23 of your packet. 219 Barrington, our previous buyer that you approved withdrew their offer. So we have a new applicant here, Champs Remodeling, will flip this house to an owner occupant. He's purchased several houses from us and done very good quality work, and gets pretty good sales prices on his flip, so that should help with comps in the area. 151 Clyde is being purchased by a gentleman who will occupy the home as his primary residence. He's currently working in Rome, New York, and plans to commute to Rome from Syracuse. He's recently relocated here from New Orleans. He's an engineer, and he had some reasoning behind the long commute and wanting to live in Syracuse instead of Rome, but I didn't really get into it. Do you get any details? That's an excellent point.
Careful, we're live.
Yeah. 244 Higher is a vacant single-family home we've put a lot of stabilization resources into, and this buyer has purchased from us before, and he will flip it to an owner occupant.
This the one that has the vacant lot next door?
Yes, we still haven't been able to get our hands on that, but we'll try to see if we can help him do that. 420 Merriman, we actually need to pull from the agenda today. This buyer's having some code enforcement issues, so they are not qualified right now. 423-25 Lafayette, we want to sell 14 feet of this. We've got a typo here. 14 by 121, not 14 by 12. So we
Very
want to
small
sell,
portion.
yeah, we want to sell a 14-foot wide strip to the owner occupant next door at 417.
And then will the remaining piece be infill?
Yes, we'll hang on to that for building. And 121 Wall Street, we want to sell to the owner occupant next door. That's a non-buildable vacant lot.
You said it's an owner occupant next door?
Yes, they have it in a trust, but it's the owners that live there.
I was wondering about that one.
It's the
Like
owner
a
of
state
the
planning thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is?
Okay, any questions? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to authorize sale of multiple properties. So Oceana, second. Second, Jonathan, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Enter the sub-grantee agreements for ARPA redevelopment.
On page 7 in the executive summary, I've outlined the 4 ARPA contracts that you guys voted on last month. The city had awarded these directly to our buyers, but they want to transfer them to us so that we can put them in a restricted account and dole them out for eligible expenses. These would all be used for pre-development expenses. 200 Maple would be actual environmental testing because they've been admitted into the DEC brownfield tax credit program, but they need to do some additional testing before they can actually close on that project.
Yeah.
The castle would all be for design work, and 900 South Ave would be for design work. So you voted last month to accept this money from the city, and now we need to enter into sub-grantee agreements with our buyers who are buying these properties.
And we put this in separate accounts and all that.
It'll be in our same bank account, but it'll be segregated in QuickBooks.
Okay.
And the 20,000 that's been dispersed to the 2 properties already, that happened through the city's process?
That's correct. So the amount that we would be sub-granting to them is the second column.
Okay.
This one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I haven't bugged you yet about drafting these, John.
That's I'm hoping they were done.
Yeah.
Throw them together, John, will you? Okay. Any other questions?
Is there a timeline for when these have to be dispersed by?
I believe the agreement we signed said a year, and I was a little concerned about that, but I think that Eric said we can do extensions if we need to.
Okay.
Most of these should be no problem to get done within a year.
I think all ARPA funds have to be dispersed by the end of next year.
Yeah, 26, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
627, one of the two.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to enter into the sub-grantee agreements for ARPA pre-development funds.
Make the motion.
Okay, Oceana, Michael,
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Extend purchase contract for La Liga.
You guys voted a couple months ago to enter into a new contract with them running through June 1st of 26. I was on a call with, I always get these acronyms mixed up. It's the OTDA is the agency that administers HHAB. We were on a call with them last week, talking about an application that's going to be submitted later this month. I guess they ask you to submit concept paper first. They'll give you feedback on that, and then you can refine that into your full application. So we were on the call to get feedback from that agency, and they were real nervous about whether or not our closing deadline was going to give them enough time to secure and then close on LIHTC credits. So I think just to take away that cause for concern from OTDA, I think we should extend it to the end of 2026. I don't want them to point at that as the reason why they didn't get the grant.
So who has to come up with all the plans? La Liga, right?
They already have all of the construction drawings ready to go to pull their permits. It's just a matter of the financing. So
Oh, I see.
HHAP would be providing financing for at-risk populations in the building on the 300 block of Delaware. And when they secure that, they'll be in a good position this fall to apply for low-income housing tax credits. This will be their third time applying for HHAP, so I'm hoping that third time's the charm.
Any other questions on that, on this? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to extend La Liga's purchase contract closing deadline.
So moved.
Go second. Second, Oceana. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and then we got a discussion.
Oh, I just wanted to make you aware, we have received a purchase offer for 402 Avery. It's a buildable vacant lot, technically kind of sort of buildable. Isn't it a little?
Pretty narrow.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It's very close. It's a buildable vacant lot where we recently demolished a house.
Yeah.
We've put it on the market, hoping that somebody would want to buy it and build a new single family home there. The only other two lots that we have sold so far to private individuals to build single family homes have been on Tip Hill. I wouldn't say that it's the strongest real estate market in the city, but we definitely have some motivated folks that want to buy and live there and build custom homes. So we put it out there. We have a handful of people that are looking at designing homes. They're working with architects, putting their numbers together. Several of them have come back higher than they would like. So they're working on figuring out some lower cost options. We did receive a technically complete offer from one gentleman, but I'm suggesting that we not take any action on it today because his plan is to purchase a prefabricated tiny home from Amazon and put that on the site. And it just doesn't really fit in aesthetically.
Where would they deliver it? I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I guess to the lot. He has a
Smiling.
contract. He has a contractor lined up that would build the foundation and do all the utility hookups and everything, but it doesn't really fit in visually.
I don't have an issue with postponing this, but I think if that's going to be the logic, I think we should have some kind of caveat on the ad for this property that
Yeah,
there's going to be some kind of design standards
Yeah.
required.
that's a good point.
Has anybody that you've been talking to about this site talked with the gentleman who's got the, Karen Schroeder's husband, sorry.
Yes,
blanking on his
actually,
name, to see if he would sell them the plans that they have or work out some arrangement or whatever?
that is one of the things that is being explored, but the numbers have just come back too high.
Got it. Okay.
That's working over there on.
'Cause he's in Tip Hill also, right?
He's building in Outer Strathmore.
Oh, Strathmore. Okay. Sorry, get my neighborhoods confused.
But yeah, they were looking at the same plan and everything. But he'd be, upcharging a little bit because he's building for somebody else instead of building for himself, and the numbers are just too high. But she is continuing to work with him as her kind of GC and project manager, and they're looking at a modular option now, which I think can be done much cheaper.
And it fit in as far as design goes and all that? It's a
Yeah.
narrow lot.
So these modular homes, Terry has been working with an architect, Peter Arsenault. We got a grant from the Central New York Community Foundation to design homes for tiny lots. And Peter designed 4 houses that can either be built stick-built or modular. And he worked with Bill Lake Homes, a modular home manufacturer out in the Little Falls area.
Is that where you can visit?
Yes, breakers. So she's looking at one of those options, and several of them are specifically for narrow lots, so hoping that that can work out. So even if she buys the home from Bill Lake, she has to have a contractor to build the foundation and do all utility hookups and everything, and that's what she's working with Jim on. That's all I have for you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Um,
Any other questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering, update on the pace of properties coming to us?
We just got 10, 9 of which are structures, 3 of those are occupied, the rest are not really marketable. But that's okay, that's what we're here to do, is to clean up these messy properties.
Yeah.
So, all 3 of those that are occupied have claims filed on them. And they're all occupied by the heirs of the former deceased owners. It's just a weird coincidence. So one of them is occupied by one of the daughters. Her and her sister have both filed claims. The other 2 are occupied by the children of the deceased owners, and there are claims filed, but not by them. So by lien holders, one's the workers' comp board, one's an attorney's, one's a law firm. So in those cases, when we actually go through the process, assuming that there is any surplus to be had, the owners will get kind of a second opportunity, a second bite at the apple. And in this case, it won't be the owners, it'll be their heirs.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Michael. Second. Okay, we're adjourned.
Thank you.